How much did I miss you guys? A lot. That's why I'm back. That's why I'm early. Wanted to see you guys again. So it's all good.
Getting everybody back on the offensive line. I know Coach Allen's talked about the run game and quarterback mobility, but having that as, I guess, the foundation, how important is that position group being so experienced for this offense?
Well, it's very important. And I was thinking a little bit this summer, like, you know, when I went to Tennessee, we had the similar situation, and we had a lot of the offensive line coming back, had a lot of the offense coming back, and from year one to year two was such a great growth, and that's what I see with this offense, is that it all starts up front. Defensively, offensively, it starts with those guys, and to have that group back and have them in our terminology and our system, and also what they've been able to accomplish this summer through Coach Ballou and Dr. Ray and those guys, it's just been unbelievable. So it's obviously it's a great thing to have those guys back.
The quarterback room and getting those guys sufficient reps now between here and the start. Just talk about the challenges with that.
Well, yeah, and I leave a lot up that up to Nick Sheridan, our quarterback coach. He does a great job with that, but we talk about that all the time. And, you know, we're going to be rotating those three guys and see, you know, who's the guy. And we've got a lot ahead of us this in training camp to evaluate that and put them under different situations and just see who that guy is. But it'll just be something that, you know, we're going to get those guys equal reps to see who that guy is. It will. I felt like last year we had a little bit of two packages. We had, you know, things for Rich, and then we had things for Peyton when he was a quarterback. And so now with all three guys being able to have the ability, you know, to make plays with their feet or to get them on the move, now, you know, we're going to be running under one offense, and that, you know, I think that's better for everybody. Yeah, we did a lot with him that way, and you know, and I think our offense, you know, we've got our base, and I feel like, you know, this spring we had about 75% of it, and then this summer we're, you know, as coaches, we added things that we're going to now put in training camp, and so we'll have a different look to us. I mean, not a drastic change, but there will be changes offensively, and so it's just taking that next step forward, and that's what we want to do.
Target date, not date, but a target point in fall camp in your mind where you can whittle it down a little bit and start to maybe emphasize one or two guys and look at them more?
Well, we really haven't talked like that because we don't know where that will happen and when that'll happen, and so we really haven't talked about that. We as coaches will evaluate after practice one. Then, you know, we'll continue all the way through. So I can't really tell you when that'll happen, but, you know, I'm sure it will at some point. Well, really, haven't learned anything about him because we can't be out there when they're throwing and all that this summer. So I don't know that part of it other than what I saw on film. You know, when he was at Arizona, and we obviously watched a lot of that. So I know that part of him, but actually to get him out there and get him into our system and then, you know, and every quarterback, even though you will have that offense, you know, every quarterback will have their likes and dislikes. And so, you know, we'll start tailoring things offensively towards whoever the number one guy is, or the second, third, et cetera. So that'll be down the road as well. But all I know is really what I saw on film.
Having two different practices last year, like you talked about with the Rich and the Peyton. This year, with all guys being on the same page, how much easier is it to develop a cohesive game plan week in, week out?
Very much so. I mean, you can do more, you know. So I just feel like, again, having those guys that can do similar things is very important to the entire offense. So we're not, as you mentioned, taking part of it and only working, you know, percentage of that, and then working another part with another guy, and so we can just really put the whole thing together.
Then, along with all the experience coming back at every facet, whether it's the line, running backs, receivers, and whatnot, how much better can this offense be than it was last year?
Well, I think that's the question, and we're expecting great things out of this offense. And so it's just going to be a matter of how fast we can get there. And so I think, you know, it's unlimited right now. It really is. And so I'm excited. We're all excited about that, and we're anxious to get started. You know, I'm like, I want to get out there and get practicing. I'm tired of the waiting around here. So yeah, everybody, the players are excited too. So we're excited to get going.
For you, from a positional perspective, Ian's in the NFL now. You've got a lot of guys back at that tight end spot, but who do you need, or at least what do you need? Maybe one guy to do separate.
Yeah, good question. And I said in a staff meeting earlier this week that right now, you know, we don't have a number 1 or a number 6 all the way through at tight end right now. And so it's going to be interesting just to see how those guys step up. You know, I got reports from Coach Ballou about this guy is faster, this guy is stronger, things like that. So, you know, the important part is taking it to the field. And so, you know, I'm excited just at my own position to see, like, who's going to be playing better, you know, who's playing stronger, who's playing faster, quicker. Again, you know, I've got 4 guys that are, I would call veterans, and then I've got, you know, 2 freshmen coming in. But same thing, got asked about the quarterback position. It's kind of the same at my position too. I'm going to be rotating guys in, and, you know, just finding out who's doing well at that position right now.
Would you rather have a set number 1 quarterback going into the season, or might you still continue to get those guys throughout the start of the game?
Well, I think every team's different. I've been on teams where we had quarterbacks going into it that, you know, we didn't know until game week who we were going to name. And then I've been on other teams, coached on other teams just like this, where we had a battle all the way through and we had to make decisions. And I always think competition is good. And there's going to be great competition at all positions, but, you know, everybody brings up the quarterback position, but there's going to be great competition at all positions. And it doesn't matter to me because, again, it's competition. Even when you got a guy that may be the number 1 guy, if he doesn't go out and compete and keep the job, then he's in trouble. So that's what training camp's all about, and just to evaluate and see where people are.
Hypothetically, you haven't named a starter, obviously, but let's say Michael Penix is not the starter. As a freshman, how important and valuable is it for him to be able to play up to 4 games this year and not burn any eligibility going forward for the offense?
Well, I think that's true for, you know, we'll go through training camp and evaluate all of our freshmen that way, and who are guys that can go play those 4 games, and when do you play them in those 4 games? You know, are they the first 4, the middle, or spread out, or at the end? You know, what do you do? So for all positions, it's going to, I think, be very valuable to them. I mean, just to get game experience. So that's something we'll, you know, hit down the road here.
You said you watched Brennan Dawkins' tape. What was you saw there that gave you the green light to go ahead and bring him?
Well, I think number 1, he, you know, he has experience, you know, in a big conference, you know, in a Power 5 conference. He has experience being out there playing. That's one thing that was valuable. And then, you know, his mobility to make plays with his feet, he was able to do that, and that's another thing. And, you know, they did more things. Their throw game, not to put them down at all, but their throw game didn't have as much drop back stuff as what we've had in the past. So we'll just, you know, we're going to look at all of our quarterbacks and just see what's best for them, and, you know, how much drop back do we want to have, how much sprint out or, you know, bootlegs, things like that we want to have. So we'll be constantly evaluating that all the way through training camp.
How much do you miss us now?
What's that?
Not even done this for 10 minutes. How much do you miss us now?
I've gotten over that miss real quick. No, you guys are great, so I have no problems. Thanks, guys.